Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting something very important, a complete 10 episode series of IBPS AFO exam. Okay, so where we decoded the entire IBPS AFO syllabus, that is subject by subject, based on the 12 years previous year question paper data. Okay, so this is the first episode, and we are starting with the single most important subject in the whole exam, that is animal husbandry, right? Okay, let me show you why this is that much important. Yeah, between 2013 to 2025, animal husbandry, this subject has, given 83 questions. Okay, so in this subject alone, they ask 83 questions. So imagine how big the number is. So that makes it the number one subject in IBPS AFO that is ahead of everything else you should study first. Okay, so in this video, I am splitting the animal husbandry subject into three different buckets, like six priority subtopic. You must master it first. Okay, then six medium priority subtopic to revise after the high priority subtopic is done, and finally the skip list, that is six topics to avoid. At last, if you have a time, you could study. Okay, and this is the most important part, and I will also share the 2026 prediction score for every topic and the exact year wise previous year question paper breakdown. And if you are preparing for AFO 2026, this one episode actually save your 25 to 30 hours of unnecessary reading. Okay, so let's get into this. And here comes the actual split up of the subject, animal husbandry. Let's look at the actual number, that is 83. So across 2013 to 2025, as of now we have decoded, there was 83 questions asked. So imagine how big the number is. This many questions have been asked from this part alone, from this subject alone. So that makes 12 percentage of overall professional knowledge section in 11 years. Every 72 question in the professional knowledge paper comes from this subject alone. Okay, so till 2025 there was six questions have been asked every year, and it has never been skipped. So that's why I'm telling you, if you ignore this subject, you will be using four questions, 4 marks to every other candidate in the exam hall. Because in 2026, based on our prediction, you can expect four questions for prelims and seven questions for mains coming from this animal husbandry subject alone. Because 25 questions are there under the section professional knowledge, right? So in 25 questions, you can expect four, four from animal husbandry. Okay. And here is the breakdown, actual breakdown of subtopic was given based on the prediction of 2013 to 2025 previous year questions. So, in this previous year, 9 questions have been asked from the part cattle and buffalo breeds. Okay. And 6 questions have been asked from milk composition, animal diseases, and vaccines from 2013 to 2025 previous year questions. I'm telling you, okay? And poultry management, reproduction, gestation, this part was having 5 questions. And goat breeds, sheep breeds, and pig production, animal nutrition, breeding methods. So from this part, there was 4 questions, 3 to 4 questions have been asked in the previous year. Okay. So keep this list in your head and revise everything. And the everything I'm going to teach in the next slides will actually base the wonderful knowledge on this subject basis of the frequency data that we decoded here. Okay, now we are going to discuss the high priority questions. Means that you should study these topics first. Okay, so focus on these 6 topics. In the next slide, also we have given the high priority questions. So in this slide, we have given 3 topics. So almost 21 questions have asked in the previous year questions from 2013 to 25. Imagine. Okay, so these are all the repeated every year questions, and you can score good marks from this area alone. Okay, you should master these topics first. So the first topic is on cattle and buffalo breeds. So far, till 2025, there was 9 questions asked in the papers, previous question paper, and mainly it should focus on breeds and its purpose. That is very important. Okay, what are all the cattle breeds? What are all the buffalo breeds and their purpose? Okay, so in that way, the IDPS questions can be asked. In that angle, the questions may come. So the cattle breeds are make breeds, that is Gir, Sahiwal, Red Sindhi, Tharparkar. These 4 are important milk breeds. Okay, next comes drought. Drought breeds, again there are 4: Concrete, Naguri, Halikar, and Amrit Mahal. These 4 are important drought breeds. And dual purpose breeds are also mentioned. The dual purpose means they can be used for both milk as well as drought breeds. They can be considered as the milk as well as drought breeds. That is called dual purpose breeds. Those include Haryana, Ongol, and Dioni. So these 3 breeds are considered as the dual purpose breeds. Okay, so that's all about the cattle breeds. Next, we are going to move on the buffalo breeds. Buffalo breeds are Murrah, Shruti, Mehsana, Neeladri. These 4 are very much important. And also cross breeds are given. That was developed by NDRI, National Dairy Research Institute, current fries and current species. Okay, so as I have already told you, you should focus on the breed names and purpose. That is very important. So IDPS state exams or central government exams, like in the agriculture exams, mainly the IBPS angle, if you are thinking about, means they have never asked about the body weight or lactation yield of cattle, buffalo, and all. They were more mainly focusing on the breed name and the purpose. So far, they have asked. Okay, so please be thorough on this topic first. Next comes the make composition. Again, 6 questions have asked in the previous year question paper. As of now, we have decoded. And, you should remember the fat percentage and SNF percentage in each cow, buffalo, and sheep. That is important. What is SNF also you should know. Okay, cow milk. Cow milk is having the 3.2 percentage of fat, and SNF is around 8.3%. What is SNF? That is solids, not fat, which is basically having proteins, lactose, minerals, and vitamins, while excluding water and fat. Okay, so it actually determines the milk nutritional value, pricing, and quality compliance and all. Okay, since it is having the proteins, lactones, minerals, and all. Okay. Cow milk is having 8.3% SNF. So, when compared to all the breeds, buffalo milk is having 9%. Buffalo and sheep milk is having 9% SNF, which is considered to be the highest one. Okay. And buffalo milk is having highest fat percent, that is 5 to 6%. And buffalo milk is, which is generally white in color because they do not have carotene in their composition. And sheep milk is having 3 to 3.5% fat, and this is also having 9% SNF, as same as the buffalo milk SNF. Okay, and when it comes to FSSAI standard, There should be some thing, right? It is supposed to be having like that. There is some standards given by FSSI. Corn milk should be having minimum of 3.2 percentage of fat and 8.3 percentage of ethanol. And also, you can easily see that this SNF is more than fat in the cow milk. Okay, so SNF is higher than the fat in the cow milk. This is a very important question. Okay, so fat is around 3.2%. Water is around 88.5. Remaining will be the water. Okay, so this will be coming like 11.5, right, altogether. So remaining will be water. So if you are thinking about in the IDPS angle means like they may ask which animal is having the highest SNF, fat, and all. You can expect these type of questions from this part. So always prepare the comparison table so that you can easily study and remember as long as possible. Okay. And next comes the animal diseases and vaccine. This is also, high priority question may come from this part. So the different diseases per given and the vaccine and the which institute has developed those vaccine. That is very important. Okay, institute name vaccine. So from these two part we can expect the questions. For an example, FMD, that is foot and mouth vaccine, Raksha by Indian Immunological. So vaccine was Raksha that was developed by Indian Immunological. That is very important. Okay. Next comes Ronicket. Ronicket disease is also known as Newcastle. So otherwise called as Newcastle. So here the vaccine was developed by IVRI Barley, Indian Veterinary Research Institute, right? And brucellosis, which is actually zoonotic disease, right? What is zoonotic disease? Zoonotic means like that is a infectious disease that can spread naturally between animals and humans. Okay, so that is zoonotic disease. Brucellosis, which can affect the reproduction. Next comes PPR, that is Pesticides Petis ruminants. So this can be existing in goats or sheep. Next comes this brucellosis also affecting the reproduction that we have already discussed. And PRRS, you should not confuse with PPR and PRRS. There is a difference, right? PRRS means that it's a viral disease commonly occurring in pigs, which can, which can be causing the reproductive failure in pigs. So totally 5 diseases have been given here: FMD, Ronicate, brucellosis, PPR, and PRRS. These 5 are very much important. And the vaccines and the institute-based questions you can expect from this part. Okay. So that's all about the first part of high priority questions. These 3 topics are very much important, and these many questions have asked in the previous year so far, and you should focus on these topics and on what basis they may ask, that has also been discussed clearly here. Okay, so I hope you got the point clearly, and please note it down all the important points and also make the comparison table, which would be useful for you to revise at last time. And here comes high priority part 2. In the previous slide, we have discussed 3 subtopics, right? And next to that, here we have given 3 more subtopics. So totally 6 subtopics were given under high priority question. You should master on these topics first. You have thoroughly studied these topics means you can go ahead with the medium priority based questions that we will be discussing later in the upcoming slides. Okay. So if you are mastering means that 15 questions. So for asked from this topics. Okay, from 2013 to 25. So first one is on goat breed. This will be fourth subtopic, right? So here under the high priority part 2, first one will be the goat breed. 4 questions have been asked in the previous year. So this is having the rising trend, right? So here the 4 breeds were given under goat breed. This is very important. You should know which breed is having highest milk yield and which one is dual purpose and which one is prolific. Okay, which one is mainly bred for the skin in the market? That also you should, know everything. Okay, fine. Now we are moving on to the goat breeds. Jamnapuri, which is prevalent in UP. So this Jamnapuri breed is having the highest milk yield in the goat. Among the goat breed, you can see Jamnapuri is having highest milk yield. Got it? Okay. Next comes the Barbary. UP or Rajasthan based breed. This is the dual purpose breed. Means that this can also be used as meat and also it is a good meat yielder. Okay, milk come meat. So that it is a prolific breed. Prolific means economical. In the market, the price will be high for this since it serves the dual purpose. Okay. Next comes the Black Bengal. So, as the name itself, we can easily predict from where it is. Yeah, West Bengal or Bangladesh, where you can see these kind of cakes. It is more prevalent over there. And this one is bred mainly for the meat purpose and also for the skin. So, skin, which is very important for the skin, which is having the prolific. Because, the Black Bengal goat skin is globally renowned, mainly for their superior leather quality and exceptional tensile strength. Okay, so that it is having the good market value since it is having the superior leather quality skin. So this skin is, having this per quality for making the leather due to tight, smooth, and uniform arrangement of the collagen fibers on the skin. Okay. So this is important because this is a repeated question also. Black Bengal, which is mainly uh, meant for the meat purpose, meat as well as skin. Okay, prolific breeder. Then comes Sirohi, Rajasthan based breed variety, and this is a drought tolerant one because Rajasthan, that is a dry region. So Sirogi is meant for that particular region. So drought tolerant breed is Sirogi. Okay. So when it comes to goat breed, 4 are very important. Jamnapuri for highest milky, Barbary for dual purpose, and Black Bengal is for the skin mainly, right? Good qualities, leather purpose skin and all can be made from this skin of this breed. And Sirogi, which is drought tolerant and mainly prevalent in Rajasthan. So from the IDPS angle, if you're looking means that from this area 2020, 21, 23, where this where the topics from this uh, like area was asked. Okay, so the questions were asked from this topic in the 3 consecutive years. You can expect 1 or 2 questions in the upcoming exam 2026. Okay, so this is kind of prediction only. Okay, since the questions were asked in the 3 consecutive years, you can expect the question. goat breed. Please be focused on this topic, goat breed, which is having the high significant one. And black Bengal, which is a prolific deep breeder. This is a repeated question again. I'm telling you. Okay. Next comes reproduction and the gestation period. So this is the fifth topic under the high priority subtopics. So here the number is very important. You should memorize the number. Numerical values are given for this. Okay. 5 questions have been asked so far from 2013 to 2025 previous year questions. Okay. This is also having the good weightage. So you should remember the gestational period for every livestock, cow, buffalo, sheep, goat, pig, and even for the small animals also. And also the terminology can be asked. Okay. Okay, let's see. Cow gestational period is as same as the human gestational period. That is 280 days. 280. Okay. Next comes the buffalo. So among the livestock, the animal which is having the highest or the more gestational period is buffalo. That goes to buffalo. Okay. So cow gestational period is 280 plus one more month is added. Then it will become the buffalo's gestation period. That comes 310 days. Okay. Next, for sheep and goat, 150 days, which is nearly 5 months, right? So 5 months for sheep and goat. And pig. So for the pig, there is a trick. You can easily remember. You don't need to memorize this number. If you remember 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days means you can easily crack this question. That is the 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days rule. 3 months means 90 days. 3 weeks, 21. 3 days, 3 days. Right? So 21 plus 3, 24. So 90 plus 24, it becomes 114. So that is the gestational period for pig. 114. This is the very important. And also, this is the most tested number also. You can expect the question from this. Okay. And when it comes to the small animals, the rabbit is having around 1 month gestation period. And hen is only 3 weeks. 21 days incubation period is there. Is required for the hen. Okay. And Murrah buffalo. So buffalo, there is a Murrah. The first calving was started by 45 months. First calving means giving the birth process. It started by 45 months. And also there are certain terminologies given under the peak. You should know because there may be the questions asking from this reach. Terminology based questions. So the male pig and female pig and the young female pig, they are having different names. Okay. So the male pig is known as boar. Boar is the male pig and female pig is the sow. If that is a young one means young female means that is known as a gilt. So boar, so gilt, these three are important terminology when it comes to pig. You should remember. Okay. So from the IPS angle, you can expect the gestation period and sex terminology for the pig. And importantly, the rule-based tricky questions the gestation period for the pig 114, which is very important. And also you can easily remember 114, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. Okay. And next comes the sixth subtopic, poultry management and breed. So from this subtopic, 5 questions have been asked in the previous year. So this is here also the questions asked from this topic will be the stable one. You can expect, and you should remember the floor space and what is FCR and which one is good for egg layer. So that and all you should know. Okay. So white leghorn, which is the excellent egg layer. White leghorn. And Asil is known for their fighting behavior. So this is the Indian fighting breed. Indian fighting breed is the Asil. Next comes the Kadaknath, that is popularly known for its black meat. You might be knowing about this, right? Then incubation turning was given 4 to 5 times can be happening per day, and which can be stopped at day 18. Okay. And also the floor space, you should remember Like for one bird, how much space is actually required? That is called floor space. Okay, with a deep litter. If it is a broiler, means you can give only 1 square feet. 1 square feet means 30 centimeter, 30, 30, 30. Right? So 1 square feet can be enough. Okay, that 1 feet means 30 centimeter, right? If it is a square means that is 1 square feet. That is enough for occupying one broiler with a deep litter. If it is a normal bird, it is not a broiler. It is meant for the egg means that is a layer, right? So when it comes to the layer floor space, that is 1.5, 0.5 square meter will be the extra, will be added here. So 1 square meter is allotted for every bird with a deep litter. Okay. Next comes the FCR, which is also very important. Feed conversion ratio. This is very important term. You should remember. 1.6 to 2 is to 1 for broilers. What is me FCR? FCR means it's a ratio, right? It is a measure of how well the bird converts the feed into body weight. Okay. For an example, like for every 1 kg, 1.6 to 2 kg of feed is required. For this formula is there, total feed consumed divided by total weight gained. Okay. So for every 1 kg weight gained, how many total number of feed is required? That is given in the top. So total feed consumed divided by total weight gained. For the broilers, 1.6 to 2 is to 1. For the modern broilers also, the ratio is same. Okay, so from this part, you can expect the floor space and all, and which one is good for egg layer and which one is good for the black meat. These type of questions you can expect. So that's all. We have completed 6 high priority topics, right? So 6 topics we have completed. The first one is we have seen the cattle and buffalo, then milk composition, animal disease and vaccine, goat breeds, reproduction, gestation period, quality management, and things. Okay, now we are moving on to the medium priority based questions. And next comes the medium priority questions. So once you have studied that high priority 6 topics, you can move to these medium priority topics. Okay, so here 22 questions have been asked so far, which was about 27 percentage of the animal husbandry. Okay, so so for 3 questions from sheep breeds, 4 questions from pig production, 4 questions from animal nutrition, 4 questions from breeding methods, and 3 questions from dairying, housing, and 4 questions from meat texting and processing have been asked. Okay. So these numbers actually have been asked in the previous year questions from these subtopics. Okay, so this is how we have decoded each and every subtopics and number of questions which were asked in the each subtopics. So this is how we categorized. Okay, and previously I was telling like this many questions can be asked in your exam. So that was wrong. Mistakenly it was delivered. This many questions were asked. Okay, in the previous year question. So you can give the high priority for those questions. So now we are moving on to the medium priority questions. So once you have thoroughly studied the high priority questions, you can move to the uh, another 6 topics which are having the medium priority. Okay, so based on the weightage we are telling. Okay, first comes sheep breeds. So in the sheep breeds, they may be asking about the state, which state it is, and the wool type. Like that, they may ask the questions like when it comes to sheep breeds, 3 questions like merino, which is the exotic breed with the finest wool. Okay, exotic breed is the merino. And the next one is Nellore from South India, which is the meat breed actually. Okay, next Lohi, Chokla, and Marwari from the Rajasthan or your carpet wool based breeds. Okay, so this is the exotic breed. and this is having the finest wool. And Ellur, this breed is mainly for meat purpose. And Loki Chokla Marwari, this is the carpet wool breeds. Okay, so the only angle tested here is state to wool type mapping. Okay, which state and which kind of wool? Here the carpet wool. Okay, the finest wool from merino, that is exotic breed, right? And next comes the pig production. So here, four questions you can expect, like large white Yorkshire, right? Yeah, large white Yorkshire, which is the best Bacon breed. Okay, and land race, which is having the long body, and it is also good for Bacon. What is Bacon? Bacon means it is a popular, salt cured meat made from the pork, pig meat. Okay, typically from the, belly or back meat. So that is called Bacon. Okay, so large white Yorkshire, this is also one of the best Bacon breed, and Landrace, which is also having the good Bacon. And next comes partition in pig. That is called farrowing. What is farrowing? So you should remember the terminology, that is the birth process. So the birth process in the pigs is usually called farrowing. Okay, and also we could tell the process of sow giving birth. So means the female pig, right? So farrowing or partition, which is nothing but the process of uh, giving or birthing a piglet. That is called farrowing, or else we can tell partition. Okay, and this is the repeated question. Okay, so the breeding plus the terminology and all, you can expect these kind of questions in your exam. And next comes the animal nutrition, and here also for questions, you should study. Know the roughage to concentrate ratio for dairy. Means that roughage means that is a fiber content, right? Fiber feed we can tell, like bulk feeds like green grass, dry straw, silage and all we can tell it. And concentrate means that is a nutrient dense energy and protein sources like cereal, grain, oil cakes and all. Okay. So what is a roughage versus concentrate ratio means that is a proportion of high fiber structural feed to high energy and high protein grain feed. Okay. So that is typically maintained at 60 is to 40 to 70 is to 30 on a dry matter basis. So that is important. And total mixed ration. What is TMR means that it is the livestock feeding method where all the things are combined. All the things means forages, grains, protein, supplements, minerals, and vitamins. Everything were combined into the single uniform blend. That single uniform blend is total mixed ration. Okay, so that is a feeding method. So the core concept, ensure that every single bite the animal consume contain the exact and balanced ratio of nutrients which is required for its, specific production stage. Okay, what are all the compounds are there means forages that includes silage, green fodder and chopped hays and all, and concentrate also will be combined, and protein and also the additives. So everything will be combined. That is the total mixed ration. Okay, then bypass protein for high yielding cows. What is bypass protein means that this is also known as rumen undegradable protein. Means that those protein cannot be degraded by rumen. Okay, so that cannot be broken, which means that it's a particular dietary protein that can, safely passes through a cow first stomach, that is rumen, right, without being broken down by the certain microbes. So that the complete protein will be fully digested and absorbed in the true stomach and small intestine. Okay, so the bypass protein is mainly used for high yielding cows to product the protein from the breakdown in the rumen. That is also one of the important concept. Okay, so one specific fact worth you should remembering that carbohydrate percentage in the animal body is around 1%. So this was the direct 2022 question. So it is very easy mark if you know it. You can easily crack the question. 1% is the carbohydrate. Okay, so when it comes to animal nutrition, the concepts are rough weight versus concentrate ratio and TMR and bypass protein. These three are very important. So for questions have been asked from this portal. Okay, next comes breeding methods. So breeding methods, again the four questions are very important. First one is inbreeding, which is a mating between the close relatives to fix the trait. So that is very important in breeding. Okay, mating between the close relatives. Next comes the line breeding. Line breeding means a moderate form of inbreeding. That's it. Okay. Next comes outcrossing. Outcrossing means that mating with wider unrelated relations. So this kind of question was asked in 2021 and 24. What is outcrossing? Outcrossing is the practice of mating unrelated animals of the same breed. Okay, so that is very important. Outcrossing is very important. Mating with a wider or unrelated relation. Okay, next comes crisscross breeding means that reciprocal use of two breeds. Okay, so this crisscross breeding is also known as two breed rotational cross. Here, two different breeds are alternated. Okay, so the female offspring are kept and mated with the male of opposite breed each generation. So this method actually, captures the hybrid wither. Okay, so that is crisscross breeding. So when comes to IBPS angle, make sure you can define each in one line so that it would be useful for you. So IBPS test definitions directly. So definitions they may ask. Definitions are very much important. Outcrossing. So outcrossing and all they ask twice. Crisscrossing, which means reciprocal use of two breeds. Okay. Reciprocal means the swapping the male of one breed with the female of other breed. Okay, for an example, breed A is the Sahiwal means breed B is the Jersey. So like that. Okay, next comes dairy housing. So here, three questions have asked in the questions so far. So this is also very important. So three questions again. No, you should know the loose housing versus stall feeding. Stall feeding. This is very important. So here, this loose housing and stall feeding are two main system for managing dairy cattle. So this will be differing primarily based on the movement, okay, movement freedom, cost as well as labor. So loose housing, this method where the cows are allowed to move freely in the groups with an open paddock, okay, and a covered shelter. Whereas the stall feeding confines each animal to the fixed stall. It's a specific place where the feed and water are brought to them. That is stall feeding. Okay, so that is the thing. Loose housing where the movements they can easily roam there and here, and cost wise also the lower initial construction is actually required, and labor wise also there will be reduced daily labor and all. Okay, and next thing is floor space. So one adult cow usually covered 35 square feet. Okay, so in the case of poultry, we have seen right for the layer, for the broiler and all, we have seen 1.5 square feet. So here 35 square feet for a cow. Okay, so that too, when comes to the pregnant cow, we need extra 50% space since the abdomen is too big, right? So 35 into like 35 plus 17.5, right? So half 50% means that 52.5 square feet is actually required for the one pregnant cow. Okay, so the floor space numbers are the most tested one. So for the adult cow, 35 square feet, this you should be remembered forever. Okay. Next comes milk testing and processing. So from this area, four questions have asked. So four questions are very important, like lactometer, gerbermeter, and Reichard Maisel test and pasteurization. So these four are very important. So lactometer, which basically measures the specific gravity. Okay, lactometer for specific gravity, and Gerber test, which measures the fat content. So lactometer, specific gravity. Gerber means that's for fat content. And Reicher Maisel or RM test, we can also call it as RM test. So which detect the adulteration with the vegetable fats. RM test for detecting adulteration for vegetable fats, and pasteurization. This question, usually test specific temperature time combination. Okay. So RM test for the adulteration and pasteurization temperature time pairs are the most, frequently repeated facts in this bucket. Okay. So these are all the medium priority questions. So 22 questions are there, and which is around 27% of animal husbandries. Once the high priority questions were completely studied, you can go with the medium priority questions. So here, purely the concept based and breed names and the flooring number based questions and all. Okay. So you should be thorough with these concepts. And now, this slide, the most coaching institute will never show you because these topics to deliberately avoid overstudy. Because in last IBPS AFO papers, in last few years, like over 12 years IBPS AFO papers, where these questions have never been asked, or the deep preparation is not actually worth your time on this topic. So this can be, keep it as your last time or last minute just for revision, or if you have enough time, you can just go through these topics. Okay. So the first one is detailed human physiology. IBPS never asks VFA composition, microbial fermentation steps, Roman pH values. That's a veterinary exam. Okay. So this skip test actually, if you have enough time, you can go ahead. Okay. With these topics and exotic breed performance data like lactation yield and all, um, and milk yield, peak yield and all. Okay. And feed formulation and proximate analysis. So here this calculating CP percentage, DCP or TDN from powder composition. So too technical. So this is having the zero occurrence in 12 years. And surgical and veterinary procedures like castration methods, embryo transfer protocols, AI technique details. So simply this is not an AFO syllabus scope. So just to go through it if you have time. Okay. And detailed reproductive hormones like LXOs, progesterone cycle, and GnRH mechanisms, one surface level question at most. So that study actually wastes time just to go through it. And the aquaculture feed for fish under aquaculture, under age. So I want you to screenshot this slide. Knowing what not to study is just as valuable as knowing what to study. Okay, so this one slide alone can save you 25 to 30 hours preparation time. So at last time, you have studied everything thoroughly. If you are free enough means you can just go ahead this topics in just 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, surface level reading is enough on this. So this slide is all about complete priority map. This is a recap slide. Please screenshot or save this. So let's put it all together in one map like high priority. Here study first like cattle and buffalo breeds, milk composition, animal disease and vaccination, goat breeds, reproduction and gestation period, and poultry management. This is the high priority questions, and followed by once the high priority questions were thoroughly studied means you can take the medium priority level questions like sheep breeds, pig production, animal nutrition, breeding methods, dairy, housing, milk testing, processing, and all. And revise last 0 questions in 12 years and 6 topics we just covered here. Okay, so that's all about here. This single slide is your entire animal husbandry strategy in one frame. So please do the screenshot it and save it as your last time revision for this subject. Now let's talk 2026 predictions. So I want to be very clear that these are not guaranteed questions. Okay, so these are probability estimate which have been built from 12 years of previous year question paper pattern analysis based on frequency, the recency, and gaps in the historical data. So use them to prioritize revision, not to skip studying everything else. Okay, so here the high probability is given, the high priority is given on gold bricks. So asked 3 consecutive years like 2020 to 22, but it was skipped 2023 and 24. Okay, so statistically due for return, right? Next comes the zoonotic disease, which is also having the high probability to be asked, and rising post-COVID awareness. And anthrax question, kind of question was asked in 2025. So this is also the trend. Okay, so clearly building here, you should focus on the zoonotic disease as well. Next comes the medium probability, mid standards under FSSAI. Okay, so FSSAI SNF standard was tested in 2021. So regulatory updates make repeat likely. Okay, and next comes the medium level question like again the pick reproduction and following and all. So this was appeared in 2021, 23, and biennial pattern suggests that this may be repeatedly asking. This will ask in 2026 also. So this is all about the prediction, not the guarantee one. Okay. And next one is a medium probability question is cloning, SGNT, that is a somatic self nuclear transfer. So it's a completely new question type appeared in 2025, referencing Dolly the sheep, right? So IDPS is clearly expanding into the biotechnology angle, so you can expect this type of questions like novelty based. Okay, and finally the low probability questions are outcrossing versus inbreeding and all. So this was asked in 2021 and 24, appearing roughly every 2 to 3 years. So 2026 falls within that range. You may expect. Okay, so remember the value of this prediction uh, is not the prediction itself. It is the data behind it. Okay, so that's what separates an educated guess from a random guess. It is a random guess, so I cannot give you the guarantee. It is like just like a prediction. Okay, based on the 12 years previous questions. Okay, now we have come to an end of the video. Let's quickly recap this episode number 1, animal husbandry. So the total number of questions have been asked from 2013 to 2023 or 83. Okay. And this is the number 1 subject in IBPS AFO every year. Okay. And we have also given 6 high priority subtopics, 6 medium priority subtopics, and 6 last time revision subtopics and all we have already given and clearly explained in each and every slide. Okay. So please be study on these topics first. If you have enough time, you can study the last time revision questions that has never been asked in your exam, but you can do the surface level reading on these topics. Okay, and our top 2026 prediction will be on goat breeds. You can expect the questions from the goat breeds. And the must study facts we have given that should be on gestation period for cow, buffalo, and goat, pig, everything, and floor space. You should remember that is also very important. The numerical value 1.5 square feet and all we has already given, that is discussed also. 1.5 for broiler, yeah, right? Broiler, and 35 for cow. That was given in the square feet, right? So that you should remember. And weight composition again, this is having the significant important. So you should focus on these topics. That is must study facts. Okay, you should never skip these topics. And our exam strategy, like it should be you should barely spend 2 questions per minute. So you can allow 30 seconds for a question, for one question. So that is the exam strategy, so that you can complete the every questions within a stipulated time given. So in this video, we have discussed the animal husbandry, that is episode number 1. In the upcoming videos, you can expect agronomy, horticulture, soil science, agri engineering, banking, agricultural economics, plant breeding, pathology, and fishery. Okay, in a different episodes. So the animal husbandry was given as episode number 1. So different episodes will be deliberately discussed in the upcoming series. So don't miss watching the our upcoming series. That would be at most helpful for you and the preparation of IBPS AFO. So please do subscribe our channel, and do comment if you have any doubts. We are ready to clarify. So thank you one and all for watching this video. We meet you in episode number 2.